Joining us now are two very, very special gentlemen, and I'm very happy that we've been able to make this happen because they are really in the thick of things. And for them to be able to take out time is very, very precious. And I really, really appreciate it. Dr. Narendra Kumar Arya and Dr. Anil Kumar Mishra. Thank you very, very much. Dr. Narendra Kumar Arya is the Director Public Interface DRDO, and Dr. Anil Kumar Mishra is the Director INMAS DRDO. And they are right in the thick of doing a lot of work which is going to save lives, save humanity, and give us a chance to fight this pandemic that we see spreading all around us. So first up, Dr. Narendra Arya, I'm going to ask you, could you please tell our viewers the various fronts that the DRDO has actually opened against this virus? Because there is so much that you all are doing.
Okay, see, thanks for giving me this opportunity. So, as you know, in the first wave, DRDO developed 75 technologies and they were transferred to the industry. One of the technology was ventilator, if you know. So, ventilators are available now in the country. So, based on those technologies, a lot of things are now with industry and industry is producing. Now, what is additionally this time is that number one, see, suddenly the wave has struck us very hard. So DRDO has opened hospitals at many places. Delhi, the 500-bed hospital, all ICU beds with ventilators already functioning. Lucknow also, it is functioning. Ahmedabad also, it is functioning. Ahmedabad is 900 beds. Lucknow, 750 beds. Now, yesterday, I am happy to announce that Varanasi also started functioning. That is
Oh,
with
wow.
750 beds. Okay, and then Patna, we had ESI hospital. So that hospital also we had made functional. Then preparations are going on at various other places like Rishikesh, Haldwani. So there are at many other places hospitals are coming up.
Let me bring in Dr. Mishra on the big announcement that just happened recently on the drug that can help fight COVID-19. If I remember correctly, it's the Deoxy 2G, two glucose. So can you tell us a little more about that, Dr. Saab? Because I know you're at the forefront of a lot of things.
Thank you, Anand sir, for inviting us to share that what we have been doing from DRDO. So if you look at a broader canvas that DRDO what it does that to save the life of the people of the country. So either way, by any means, by medicine, either by missile, that we like to see that we are safe and secure. This is the thing that is our chairman, sir. Whenever I interact with him, whenever I go from the hospital, he says that even if we save one life, I have achieved my objective. So with this, we get motivated, we get inspired, and then we have not stopped working for last 2 years, and we have taken this really to start from PPE testing. That was the last year to see that our country becomes self-reliance in this one. So this is the one aspect that we have been doing. So first to protect externally that we are not contaminated. And then after that, we thought that if we are able to protect externally, then also to see that can we detect it. So for to detect it, we had established different center in Gwalior and DRD Gwalior, Dipas, Tezpur, Leh, and INMAS. And our colleagues from INMAS, they went everywhere to see that people are detected, they are tested, and then after that testing is done, then certainly mitigation and treatment plan can be done. So this was the first drive that we had to how to detect, how to protect. And then finally a long-term goal that we were working with the different molecules since our institute is well known in nuclear medicine because is the first institute in the country started nuclear medicine in India. And we are in front runner in this area in nuclear medicine. Reason being is that any nuclear tracer you talk about for imaging, for diagnosis is produced in DRDO that none of the center in the country, they do it. So this is the best part of this institute. In this, along with, we always try to see that how we can do a therapeutic, how we can enhance the therapeutic efficacy of whatever we have been doing. So our peers, our colleagues, they were working tireless day and night. And one molecule that we were talking today, that 2-deoxyglucose, has seen the light and is a real drive of our chairman that he took the initiative in 1 year time from bench to bedside. Reaching this molecule is something that we can say molecule to man is realized. Today we are able to see it. For this, credit goes to my colleagues, my scientists, those who have given their day and night working with Ready Lab. That is very important that somebody has to hold our hand that it goes from lab to the site where it has to be used. So it goes to the user. So we are very thankful to the Reddy Labs, DRD Gwalior, that they were people from us to synthesize the molecule when it has come to our institute in the beginning when Professor Binej and Dr. Dwarkanath, they were working with this molecule. And then we needed it in a very large quantity. So our sister lab in Gwalior, they are the very good in synthesis. They produce this molecule and we are able to evaluate in a plethora of different type of system. And then Dr. Bhatt, Dr. Chadna, they took the initiative. They went to Pune and then finally they went to CCM Hyderabad and they were able to see that this molecule is efficacious and then is really fighting against this virus, and we had a very nice result. Out by seeing this preclinical data and phase 2 trials, we did the phase 3 trials, and then with phase 3 trials, our drug controller of India, they were convinced by CRO that they had organized this clinical trial, and they gave us approval for this molecule to bring to the bedside to save our people, our citizens of this country. That's what I would like to share with you.
Dr. Saab, let me ask you, because since you're also an expert in nanomedicine, how does this drug work and how soon will it reach all of us? That means mass production, if I may ask you.
As you have seen that the press release from our chairman, sir, and then also from PM office that it's going to come very soon. But on Saturday, if you see the cutting of newspaper, in which that also I got the information from that in a week, 10 days time, it will be available for real application. It's already application has been done, but to reach to the public and to the people of the country, sir.
Wow, fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. Now, since we're talking oxygen, let me bring in Dr. Arya and please explain to us how is this entire SpO2 delivery mechanism which you've transferred the Tejas technology where you don't need liquid oxygen. आज सब लोग लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन ट्रांसपोर्ट करने में लगे हैं और आप कह रहे हैं लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन के बिना ही ऑक्सीजन का हमने तरीका निकाल लिया and it's being implemented in the hospitals. So explain that to our viewers a little.
Arun, like as you know, Tejas aircraft has to go to 30,000 feet high, so where oxygen is less. So the system is that you have zeolite seeds which absorb the nitrogen from air and oxygen is remaining. So, and that oxygen you can collect. So what happened, that technology we upscaled and converted to a plant, which was set up at high altitude areas. Earlier, we thought it will be required only, you know, where normal oxygen plants are not there. But now at this time, the hospitals are being denied oxygen, not just because of production capacity, but due to transport issues and due to many other problems in transporting. So with this plant, 1,000 liter per minute flow rate plant, you have, say, first a compressor. From there, air goes to the dryer. From dryer, the air goes to the air tank. From there, it goes to a tank where seeds are there, zeolite seeds. So oxygen and nitrogen are separated. Though nitrogen is absorbed, then oxygen goes to the oxygen tank. So you have two such tanks. So one which absorbs the nitrogen, it ejects the nitrogen out. In the meantime, the other one takes over. So it's a continuous operation. So now it's like a hospital has its own, you know, captive oxygen supply. It's like you're having your own kitchen garden for your vegetables.
But what's the timeline? You know, you have to install 550 odd installations, and I know the Nitin Gadkariji's ministry is also helping set up, identify these sites where these plants can be put up. So, is there a timeline that you have set for yourself?
Timeline is very much there. In 3 months, complete work will be over, and every month you are getting around 1/3 plants, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 every month. And you can go to AIIMS and RML. That plant is already running. And in another 3-4 days, you will be having 3 more plants in Delhi NCR. That one will be in Lady Hardinge, one Safdarjung, and one will be AIIMS Jajjar. And all over India, it is being set up. It has been made in such a modular way that plant is transported there, and you need 2 days to set up, and the site preparation is done beforehand.
Wow, that's fantastic. But Dr. Mishra, how have you been able to scale up suddenly? एक है कि जब आप खोज कर रहे हैं and suddenly आपको कहा जाता है भाई इसको आप 1000x 10,000x कीजिए, even with setting up of hospitals and running these facilities.
What they do in the first is that they secure the place where they will be working, and then 2 things they take care about in the beginning, that we have the manpower that will be running the hospital. And the second one, the most important, that what our director DPI was talking earlier, sir, is that oxygen is most important, because If we do not have this backbone, then no hospital should be allowed to run, is my opinion. And so we secure that whatever is needed in this environment is available there. So we go by all the logistic that what is required to run COVID hospital. We put infrastructure prefabricated, either the hangar that we talk about, and slowly we enhance the capability and capacity of this hospital.
सर आप 20-25 दिन से तो सोए नहीं होंगे, तो ये कौन
Yes,
सा
sir.
कोर है सर कि इतनी ऊर्जा है आप में सर, कैसे कर रहे हैं आप? How do you do it?
So when I start going to the COVID hospital, I reach there by 8:30 and I come by 11:30, and then 2-3 hours again. So I get all this because we have a leader. He doesn't sleep. We have a prime minister also. He doesn't sleep. So why we should sleep in this crisis? I don't understand. We have not born to sleep, because still we have to acquire real full freedom.
What is it that keeps you going, and what are some of the challenges that you have faced?
Now, see, first of all, let me tell you, in this hospital activity, our armed forces, medical services, all the doctors and medical staff who are treating, as Dr. Mishra said, are from armed forces medical services. They are also doing wonderful job. So on one hand, we have challenges, and other hand, we have support of many organizations, whether it is state government or it is Army, Navy, Indian Air Force. Indian Air Force has transported so many things for us. So because challenges are also quite high. Challenges are, mainly in transporting things. Mainly, see, because of lockdown, so many things are not available. Then biggest problem, my people who are managing the hospital sites, they say, when they reach, then they will see every day some more people are becoming COVID positive. In the manpower which are doing the work, as well as, a friend of mine who's managing the Lucknow affair, who was managing. So he said, sir, yesterday all of my cook and my support staff, everyone became positive. So, people are working, maintaining schedules in spite of seeing their own near and dear ones sometimes becoming serious, sometimes even dying.
But you're overcoming all of that with a smile. I just love this attitude, sir. I just feel that this tribe has to grow. ये जो जज्बा है ना sir, this has to grow seriously. And Dr. Mishra, finally, if I may ask you, your message to our viewers at this point, on behalf of all of the DRDO team, what is it that you would like to convey?
So I would like to say that let's come together. Is a fight, and then we have to win. This is what I would like to say, that जीत तो हमारी होगी, चाहे जो भी हो.
क्या बात है सर, आपके जज्बे को सलाम. And I look forward to interacting with you gentlemen again very soon. Just around the time when we, जब जीत फतेह हासिल हो जाएगी ना सर, उसके बाद फिर से बात बैठेंगे. Then we'll look back with a little more smiles. Thank you very much, Dr. Arya and Dr. Mishra. Thank you very much. Wonderful speaking to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Anand sir.